Hey Lakeway friends and family, Pastor Mike here with a little bit of midweek motivation for you. Hey, you ever wondered why there's a today? Why did God partition our time? Right in Genesis we hear of the first morning, the first night, and the first evening, the first day. Why don't we just simply have one long day? The average person in the USA will live about 30,000 days. That's 30,000 mornings, 30,000 evenings, and 30,000 nights. And when you think about it that way, it seems like a lot. It does to me anyway. Now, of course, compared to eternity, well, you can't really compare it to eternity. But why has God given us all those days? Why not just one constant day from the moment you're born to the moment you pass on? Now, you might be thinking the scientific route, well, Pastor Mike, the earth rotates on its axis. We have mornings, we have evenings, we have days, we have nights. Well, it's got nothing to do with that. Because in Genesis, it tells us that the first day, the first morning, the first evening, and the first night came about before God created the sun, the moon, and the stars. God intended us to have measured units of time by which we live our lives. Why is that? Without days, we kind of lose a part of what it means to be human. As human, our days are numbered. They are finite. We don't know how many days we have. And having our time portioned into days gives us a sense of urgency. Without dividing our time into days, most of us would simply drift somewhat aimlessly through life. There'd be nothing to measure our life by. We would waste our time and ultimately our lives and miss out on so many of God's blessings. Each day is important and each day has a purpose. God partitioned our time so that we would learn to depend upon Him. In Matthew 6:11, when Jesus is teaching the Lord's Prayer, He said, "Give us today our daily bread." Back when the Israelites wandered in the desert, God provided them manna every day. It didn't last until tomorrow. So today teaches us to depend upon God. God partitioned our time so that each day we would be reminded of His love and His mercies. Lamentations 3:22 and 23 says, "The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease." That speaks of the eternal nature of God. But then in verse 23, it says, "Great is His faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh every morning." Every day is a new beginning. If we didn't have a today, how easy it would be to slip into despair. But every day is a new day. Every day we have fresh mercies. Every day we have a fresh start. And God partitioned our time so that each day we could encourage one another, so that we wouldn't slip into sin. Hebrews 3:13 says, "Encourage one another daily, as long as it's called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness." The Bible teaches that we are to pray today, seek Him today, obey and serve today, rejoice today. The word today means on this day. But for me, one of the main reasons that God partitions our time is to teach us to live wisely. Psalm 90 verse 12 says, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." It's not the first time I've done a midweek on that verse. I love this verse. It tells us what we are to do daily. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. A heart of wisdom. Not a mind of wisdom or the understanding of wisdom. A heart of wisdom. Well, what comes out of the heart? Love. So that leads to the question, what is the wisest thing that we can do? If God has partitioned our time so that we may gain a heart of wisdom, what is the wisest thing we can do? Well, it's to love. What did Jesus say was the greatest command? Love. Love God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul. And what did Jesus say was the second greatest command? Love. Love others as you love yourself. God has apportioned our time into daily units so that each day we can find a way to love. Now, by all means, pray over your to-do list. Set your goals. Ask God to help prioritize your day, your week, your month, your year, your life. But above all, daily, find a way to demonstrate love to God. Daily, find a way to demonstrate love to others. And by that, I mean expand it beyond those who are closest to you. Don't ignore them. It's not an either-or thing, but be expansive in your love. Find a way to demonstrate love beyond those closest to you. And by closest, I mean emotionally closest. Sometimes there's somebody who is physically close to us, but who is distant when it comes to love. Find a way daily to love others, and find a way daily to demonstrate love to yourself. Last Sunday I talked about our theme for the year, building bridges. Well, this is what building bridges is all about. Love God, love others as you love yourself. Reach, touch, grow. It begins with a right view of God in relation to you. That's the foundation of it all. And that's why we're doing this series, My God is ... You get to fill in the blank. Here's what you need to know. You are favored. God's love for you is irrevocable, and He wants you to know that daily. Daily, He wants you to experience His love. He knit you together in your mother's womb. The hairs on your head are known by Him. His desire for you is your absolute best. When you begin to understand and get your head around God's love for you, out of the overflow from that love, you cannot help but love on others. And as you love on others, you love the Lord. It's tied together. And then you'll begin to find rest for your soul. You'll start to feel good. And when you feel good, you start to love on you. And you open yourself up to God's love. And you love on you, you love on others. And round it goes. If every today you focus on those three things, find a way to love on God, find a way to love on others, find a way to love on you, and you'll find they're all tied together. If you do that daily, your to-do list, what you do with your time, will begin to demonstrate the activity of the Holy Spirit in your love. Next thing, you're filled with the fruit of the Spirit. And every night when you get into your bed, you'll be praising God. You can't wait to jump out of bed in the morning and face a brand new today, because it is a day filled with love. Wise people, find a way to demonstrate love every today. That is the most important thing that you can put on your daily to-do list. Lord, teach us, teach me to number our days, to number my days, that I may gain a heart of wisdom. Hey, I love you, Lakeway friends and family. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. If you can't be there in person, check us out on Facebook. Remember, my God is. What is your God?